guys good in the back? Okay, we'll have things up with questions.
Coach, I know at the beginning of the game, I think 2 of the first 3 field goals were getting downloaded in Evo, and then 12 of the next 17 field goals were from behind the arc, settled back into getting it in Evo at the end. Was that something they were showing? Was that the game plan? Kind of what was the dichotomies there between the bookends of the game?
Sure. We did, Nebo had his worst week last week since we've been here. Not near enough shot attempts, not near enough rebounds on either side of the ball, not near enough free throw attempts / makes. Some of that is him, and also some of that is the rest of us. It puts a lot of stress on us. Maybe it shouldn't, but just to pass and dribble causes stress for our team. And so to pass and dribble to get him the ball when everybody knows that that's our plan, obviously they scout to that. So it was for sure, it wasn't like last week. That wasn't part of the plan. We just didn't execute it very well. We need him to get touches. We need him to be borderline dominant on the glass, and we need him to at least shoot as best a percentage as possible from the line. It changes our team.
On the other hand, Miller's been kind of picking up some of the slack. He got his first double-double tonight.
Man, when he plays with his motor turned like that, he's not the best player. I'm not saying that, and I'm not a fan. But when his motor's turned on, he's fun to watch because he's just flying all over the place. And within each month of his career thus far, I think he's continued to improve. He's improved statistically. His motor has continued to run at a much more efficient pace. His skill level has continued to increase. His understanding of what we're trying to do has improved. We're reliant on his motor being in the mix. Being in the mix for a fingertip, being in the mix for an offensive rebound, being in a mix for a putback or a putback and one. The more and more comfortable he has become in what we're trying to do in the half court, his length and strength causes problems. He's fun to watch.
More wins than losses halfway through SEC play before it started. Would you have taken that?
Yeah, Brent, I guess typical coach, it's hard for me to forecast. It's the first time in 5 years that every game is new. I kind of remember bits and pieces from 5 years ago, the first run through the ACC. It's an inordinate amount of time because, like tonight was the first time that we had played somebody before. So at least I had some foundational knowledge. And I just want to do the best that we can to try to help our guys have a chance to win. And then I think there's another element of it. Like I have to understand the opponent first before I can deduct, okay, this is what they do, and this is how we can best help our own team. And so I don't know. What I can say is when we play with incredible spirit, togetherness, when we're an incredibly hard-playing team, when we at least give ourselves a chance by not having a high turnover rate, by not get obliterating on the offensive glass, we can skew the numbers offensively if we can get fouled and make some free throws. But I wouldn't have forecasted it just because I'm not familiar with the league. Like South Carolina will be another mirror opponent. Who do we play after that?
Florida.
Yeah, so Sunday we just watch tape all day because I don't know any of those guys, and I'm very thankful though, very very thankful. And I think that the lessons that these guys are learning relative to how hard we have to play in order to have a chance to win. Doesn't mean that we're going to win, but just to be in the mix for a game. I think that's really good for this team. I think it's really good for our program's future, and I think it's really good for everyone's life change relative to what they're learning by this.
I certainly know that part of the game plan, a lot of times you said, is getting guys in position to rebound shots from outside.
Yeah, we're going to let you shoot, right?
Yes, yeah, you're gonna let
Chuck is that guy on our team.
Yeah. With that stretch of 12 of 17 coming from behind the arc, kind of in the middle of the game, how much of that was feeding into that game plan, or how do you rate that shot selection through the middle stretch of the game?
Yeah. We've kind of made some adaptations relative to defining our shots. Our guys know what a perfect shot is. We took 15 of them tonight, made 13. So we shot 87% from the field on perfect shots. That was 27% of our field goal attempts. We shot 32 average ones, and we shot 8 bad. 8 bad is a high number. That was 15% of the possessions. I guess how I would answer that, Travis, is we push for perfect, and being transparent, we know that there's going to be a lot of average. We know that the field goal percentage on those averages is going to be lower than anybody would want, but we can't afford bad shots. And specific to the front part of your question on being in a position to rebound, that is our best offense. Guys, we got to get the ball on the rim. Number one, that means we didn't turn it over. Number two, we didn't turn it over and they didn't score a layup. Number three, if we get it on the rim, we at least have a chance of getting the rebound. And potentially, if we get it on the rim and if we get the offensive rebound, we have a chance to get fouled because it's at the rim. And so they understand perfect, they understand average, they understand bad. We spent a lot of time on it. Even that's all we taught offensively this summer relative to prep for Costa Rica. By and large, though, every play that we run, it's to get E-Man save, Yees, Koo, Nebo in a position to have the weak side covered, potentially to be at the front of the rim, and occasionally some of it's at the strong side. So it may not make a lot of sense, but sometimes our best offenses don't shoot an air ball, don't turn it over, hit the rim, and then we have a chance.
Got time for a couple more?
Has Quinn Jackson done anything in practice over these last, because we've seen him in these last 6 games, 4 games out of these last 6 he's scored in double figures. Is there something he's doing in practice or on the bench that's just improved what he's done and maybe improve his mindset?
Yeah, it's a sign in the gym. It's a quote shirt. It's a quote card. True confidence can only come from your work. He's playing with confidence, not just because of how he's working in practice. He's been very, very consistent since Christmas at spending time when I'm not in the gym working on his game. Been very consistent spending time when the team is not in the weight room with Coach Jackson. All of his voluntary time, he's been very consistent with it. And I think that's regardless of industry or sport, when you work real hard, you tend to have confidence in what you do because you work at it a lot. And he's kind of turned the corner relative to how consistent he has been in his work.
Anything else for Coach? Thanks, Coach.
Did a good job getting to the free throw line as well compared to the last couple of games.
Yeah, and we got to the bonus, I think, both times at the 12-minute media timeout, in essence, in the first half and the second half. And I think at Georgia was the first time in SEC play that we never got to the bonus in either half. We don't have a chance. And our guys, the smart ones, kind of pick up on it. Hey, guys, we're in a race to get to the bonus. And so everybody's racing there. Some of them understand the why. But like at Georgia, we never got to the bonus. We can't win because we can't overcome our deficiencies without the clock turned off and us at least having a chance to get free throws. And not only did we not get to the bonus either half at Georgia, I think for sure it was the first time all year long, non-conference and conference, we have 2 guys foul out. Okay, well, we for sure can't absorb that relative to our roster, and we for sure can't absorb that mathematically not getting some points from the free throw line. Like, our OER was 1.05. Okay, well, we had 65 possessions. We play a 64 possession game, and we scored 68 points. Well, the only reason that's a high number at Texas A&M in 2020, the only reason why is because 25 of those came from the free throw line. So our OER is 1.05. And offensively, you go, man, we did really good things offensively. Not really. We hit the rim a lot. We didn't shoot an air ball. We got a bunch of offensive rebounds, and we shot a lot and made a lot of free throws. And so then we have a chance.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.